Everybody has a story to tell when it comes to our mental health. We have all been through challenging times, some moderately, others to the extreme. For the most part, this is not talked about enough in our culture. It's changing, but we still have a long way to go. My name is Darius. I'm a filmmaker, and I also live with anxiety. When my friend Alice took her life, I just couldn't make sense of it. She was one of the brightest lights I've ever known. A poet, activist, teacher, community leader, and friend to many around the country.
I'm so proud to call myself teacher at Maningrida because you mob, all you children, I live for you.
She had an uncanny knack of picking up on someone's story and then getting them to focus on what it is about themselves that's going to help you and make you feel good.
The essence of Alice is she just wanted to understand people and she wanted people to be understood.
She lit a spark for so many people in the short time that she was there with that amazing energy and optimism and love.
Alice, her mother Helen, and their family opened up their world to me and showed me how they navigated so seamlessly between their traditional culture and the Western world.
I can't take my mother's side and I can't take my father's side, but I can light a fire in the middle and bring everyone there. That fire in the middle is where I am, where I believe where we can move forward together, the black and the white, but also passing that flame on to our future generation.
The moment of conviction to make the series came after hearing Alice's dad Michael speak at her funeral with such courage.
When I turned up to the funeral grounds, I mean, I was overwhelmed. I mean, the amount of people there who Alice had touched, you know, it gave me courage. That courage that you need to talk about these things. And I thought, well, I'm just going to call this out. And she took her life. That's why we're all in this room, because she took a life. Sometimes it's hard. Sometimes, you know. I know she left so many confused people behind saying, why did you go?
In the beginning, I'd find it really hard to talk to people because they didn't understand what losing a sister was like or losing your best friend feels like. But even talking about suicide, it's such an intense, scenario to sort of be involved in and, to be so close to and talk about.
I even felt not a lot of the time, but at times where I would want people to talk about it and they wouldn't. And I want people to say Alice's name, and I know they wouldn't. And I know enough, or could watch enough that they were scared to bring it up around me. And I was like, it got to the point I got to express myself, and I was like, tell me a story.
I see a lot of hope in my daughter. I have to keep going for her. Being a role model, she has been probably the biggest part of my healing journey in grief, you know.
Tools I used post hearing the news when I was riding that wave of grief or emotion, when I was going down that rabbit hole. I knew to ring someone and I knew to talk to someone. And I seriously, last year, would just go from A to Z on my phone and just scroll through. I can find peace with it. But that's not to say I don't miss her all the time and I'm still not hurt by it at times. But with someone like her, there's so much good to focus on.
The project has taken me on a journey around the country to meet young Australians from all walks of life who have suffered various mental ill health conditions, but have bravely found a path forward and the tools to support their recovery. These inspiring stories are intended to spark an open and positive conversation with the intention to help break down the stigma that prevents people from facing these challenging issues. And at the end of the day, I just can't lose another friend like Alice. We need to have these conversations. If you want to show your support for the project, please share this and subscribe to the Being Here YouTube channel. It actually makes a big difference. Thanks.